Hello. So I impulsively ended up going to the opening night of Gracie Abrams' new tour, The Secret of Us tour. I'm not a huge Gracie fan. I'm familiar with a little bit of her music, mostly the Open to Double Doors song, Risk, Us, and 405. And I've been trying to go to more concerts, so I was a little bit interested in seeing Gracie Abrams live, but the tickets were like $50, and I was kind of like, nah, this sounds like an ad, but I've been looking at different apps where you can get cheap tickets, and I found this one called TickPix. They have really cheap tickets, and the fees are included in the price. So at around 2 the day of the show, I decided to buy tickets. I bought 2 tickets for $18 for each of them, so it's $36 total. They were in the middle 300 level, pretty close to the front. You can see kind of my view in the videos that I'm going to post, but I'm pretty impressed with the tickets. I wasn't really sure about going, but my friend was like, $18 is basically like the price of a movie. But I just want to say I was overall very pleasantly surprised with the show, and it was better than I expected. Her opener was Role Model, who I have never heard of before, but he was pretty engaging. He said some kind of weird things that I don't know what to make of. There were some girls around me who were very into him and like screaming and like squealing, fangirling over him. So I was like, okay, he obviously has some fans. Before he sung one of the songs, he was like, "We are One Direction." And then like, I swear what he said was, "How are you guys feeling like up there, like in the 200, 300 level?" And he's like, "It's feeling very horny down here." I think is what he said, it because both me and my friend turned to each other and we were like, did he just say he was horny? But it was cute seeing like how into it that some of the girls around me were, like they were really big fans of him. I was a little annoyed about like the crowd etiquette because some people around me that like weren't clapping, I just thought it was kind of like disrespectful. I feel like even if I hated an opener, I feel like I would still applaud for them. I love seeing openers, and it's so fun because you're basically getting to see a show for free. And I'm going to talk about that a little bit more because Gracie Abrams is kind of mainly known as Taylor Swift's opener. So I'm not really sure about this whole like being annoyed at openers or like bullying openers. I saw this too with Macy Peters when she opened for Taylor at the Wembley Stadium, and people were like complaining about her voice and saying like, "Oh, I could sing at the Eras tour." And I was like, okay, you're so rude for what? Like, I love Macy Peters, you know that if you watch my other videos. But I was like, you guys are awful. I will say also, they were both very prompt. She started the show with Felt Good About You and then went into Risk. Risk is definitely my favorite song from her. And then she went to Blowing Smoke, 21, I Love You, I'm Sorry, Where Do We Go Now? She sung Gave You, I Gave You, Mess It Up, also another one of her really popular songs. Full Machine, Right Now, Good Luck Charlie, I Knew It, I Know You, I Know This Won't Work, Friend, Normal Thing, Feels Like, Let It Happen, Tough Love, I Miss You, I'm Sorry. And then she did the encore of Us and Close to You. I was pretty impressed with the lighting of the show. I thought they did a lot of cool lighting effects. It was a little dark overall, so I do think it was kind of hard to see her. And there was some trouble with like the spotlight, but I kind of forgive them because it's the first show of the tour. There was pretty minimal camera work. They had 2 monitors on the side of the stage, but they were pretty small and they really didn't switch between them much. The last show I saw was like Olivia Rodrigo's concert, and I was so impressed with the camera switching and the camera effects and the camera placement. But like this was like obviously a different type of show, I know that, but I was like, I just wish they pushed maybe the camera work like a little bit farther and did something a little bit more interesting to like engage the audience. She was very thankful, and basically during all of her talking breaks, she was reiterating that she loves her fans. She's so excited to be on tour, and she like loves seeing people that she's seen before, which is like a little awkward because I'm not really a fan. So I was like, I kind of get it, but I kind of don't. She also said when she was writing songs for her new album, she pictured the faces of her fans singing back to her during the writing process, which I thought was a little odd to say.
And there's like so much kindness here, and I think we're all very sensitive people. I think lots of feelings, a lot of yearning, a lot of heartbreak and questioning, and I think that's what we're all here for, really. So we're gonna sing new songs and we're gonna sing old songs, and this tour means so much to me. Thank you for opening it with this. Love you.
She did talk a bit about how her tour is supporting Planned Parenthood and Headcount, and she was like, I hope we vote for people in office who will support our interests, like Planned Parenthood, supporting Kamala Harris without saying it, kind of. But I mean, I think the message was pretty clear, but she didn't say it like explicitly. I mean, it wasn't really a controversial take in like basically a room of 20-year-old women. I'm still glad she said it because some people wouldn't want to say that on stage and be open about it. And because she's supporting Planned Parenthood, unfortunately, like, Planned Parenthood is political, so she is making a statement just by working with them on the tour. Before the show started, a girl came around and was handing out these like tissue paper squares, and she was like, put these over your flashlight. It's like a fan project. And she said, like, put it during this song or this song. And I was like, these are two songs I don't know, but I'll just follow everyone's lead. And so during one of her songs, everyone like put up their phone flashlight and like we covered it with the thing. And I was like, oh, this is such a cute project. It's gonna give a great viral moment for Gracie too. We did it and like she didn't acknowledge it or say anything. I don't know, maybe she was nervous because it's the first show for a new tour, so I don't know. But I hope the girls who planned it feel like their work paid off because it did look very pretty. So I really did come into the show being like, I don't really know much about Gracie Abrams, but I'll see her. I did see her at the Eras tour, but honestly, the vibe during the Eras tour for the openers, which were Haim and Gracie Abrams for the show I went to, were pretty bad. Everyone was just talking. I couldn't really hear the openers. I saw videos of Sabrina Carpenter opening the Eras tour in South America, and everyone seemed so engaged watching the opener, and I was on the floor too. So even on the floor, there wasn't that kind of engagement with the opener. So I kind of went into the show not really having a strong opinion about her. I've seen a lot of hate online towards her, which I'll talk about in a bit, but I was actually really surprised. I thought her tour was great. I think she's really talented. The girls around me, and I could tell so many people in the audience are so huge fans of hers. There was just a lot of like energy, and like obviously her songs are really emotional. People love to dig deep and scream sing. The girls around me were like scream singing every song. They were so emotional. It seemed very like a cathartic experience for them to be at this show. And I thought that was really beautiful to see. Even if I haven't listened to her music enough to connect to it, her music means a lot to these people here. I do want to maybe complain a little bit about some people, though, that were basically like Snapchatting the whole show to their friends, I guess. The girls by me were taking selfies constantly, and they were doing the front camera thing where they were like scream singing into their phone, taking like a video. It seemed like they were just sending it to people on Snapchat or posting it to their Snapchat story, but they did it for like many songs, or like every like 10 minutes they'd take a selfie or whatever. And I'm like, okay, girls, like, I get it. You guys look great, like, but you don't need to be taking like constant self. I don't know. It's fine though. Like, they're expressing themselves. I was also recording a lot of the show, but I was trying to be very like covert about it. So I'm gonna get into a little bit of the not so great opinions about Gracie Abrams that I've been hearing. Since she's been on tour with Taylor Swift and she collaborated with Taylor Swift on this album, I've been seeing a lot of tweets, like people will quote tweet, I remember her album announcement, and then they'd be like, how much did daddy pay for a Taylor Swift feature? And they would have like a bunch of likes, and I was like, man, that's like kind of nasty. Or they'd be like, oh, she's an industry plant, nepo baby, you know, et cetera, because her father is the director and writer J.J. Abrams, who's had many successful TV shows and movies and worked on really large franchises like Star Wars and Star Trek. I'm actually very familiar with his work because a lot of my friends are big Star Wars fans. I'm always like, blah, 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 Taylor Swift, and they're always like, blah, 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 Palpatine. And her mother, Katie McGrath, and her father, J.J. Abrams, are co-CEOs of a production company, Bad Robot, since 1999. A lot of people think her mom, and I thought this too until today, I thought her mom was the actress Katie McGrath, who's in Supergirl and stuff. They're two different ladies. I've seen a lot of people like say that that's her mom, so I just want to clear that up. People are wrong about who her mom is. Her mom is like a producer, she's not an actress. And their production company focuses on a lot of sci-fi, game IP, DC Comics, Stephen King, and they make TV shows, movies, video games, and they've had a lot of successful productions. I'm very excited about their new Batman Caped Crusaders show. I've been following the production of this show for a long time. And something that's really bothered me about the Nepo Baby conversation is how it's mainly targeted towards younger women in the entertainment industry. Of course, like when it first started to gain a lot of traction, I know Ben Platt was one of the main faces of the Nepo Baby conversation. But honestly, now I feel like it's only targeted at women, and like it's the main thing that people talk about. Women are always being torn down, like that their dad's rich and they shouldn't have a career, and et cetera, et cetera. No one's ever like, well, Nicolas Cage is a Coppola, so he shouldn't be an actor. Like, no one's saying that, right? I just don't really get where you want the conversation to go. Music itself is very subjective, and Gracie didn't make people connect to her music with money. People chose to want to listen to her music and enjoy it. And if I grew up with really successful parents in the entertainment industry, I would definitely want to work in the entertainment industry too. And a lot of other artists have sung Gracie Abrams' praises. Gracie opened for Olivia's Sour tour and has been one of the main openers on the Eras tour, and Taylor seems to be a big fan of her work and connected to her music. Taylor was featured and co-wrote on the title track of Gracie's new album, The Secret of Us. To my knowledge, Taylor has never been a feature on any female artist's album, her giving a big blessing and recognition to Gracie Abrams. Also, not just Taylor Swift and Olivia Rodrigo and other singers have talked about her. Her new album, The Secret of Us, is actually reviewed quite well. For example, the Rolling Stone gave Gracie Abrams' new album, The Secret of Us, a 4 out of 5 stars. Gracie Abrams takes her sad girl pop to the next level on The Secret of Us. The Folky Pop LP is a proper showcase of Abrams' songwriting, sharpening up some of the cliches and adolescent metaphors from her debut. The songs are a complex picture of a relationship gone sour, full heartbreak songs that capture the messiness of dating in your early 20s. As the album progresses, it's clear the more bubbly, sad side of Abrams' music is the next level worth exploring. Moments like Tough Love, a Noah Kahn-esque ditty that has the singer choosing her friend over chasing random men, has the type of dynamic sonic energy that Abrams could thrive in exploring more. The Telegraph would also give her album 4 out of 5 stars, and in the review they would say, "It's a glided upbringing that has led to the inevitable Nepo baby, but the things she sings about, typical concerns of young women, from heartbreak, growing up, and online trolls, are universal in their scope." And like Swift and other contemporaries such as Billie Eilish and Olivia Rodrigo, Gracie Abrams' lyrics are rooted in the confessional. From what I saw when I was around all those people in the theater, they were very into Gracie's music and they love the emotion that she's bringing to the music. There's also this TikTok I saw from this content creator, the Swiftologist. I really probably shouldn't be talking about a creator who's way bigger than me. I saw this TikTok he made where he's talking about Gracie Abrams, basically like diminishing her career and basically saying she's irrelevant. The TikTok he's focusing on talking about how Olivia Rodrigo and Billie Eilish are on another level and they shouldn't be compared to Sabrina Carpenter, Renee Rapp, Gracie Abrams, or Tate McRae. And he's basically pointing out that Olivia and Billie are having really successful tours and they're getting like #1 singles. I don't disagree with this point because Billie and Olivia are definitely in another stage in their career. They're selling out arenas rather than smaller venues. They're often on the Hot 100 when they release new music, and they've won Grammys. I'm not saying that they are like these other artists, but I just felt like this video was so rude for no reason. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to start beef. I don't want to, but I'm just gonna play the rest of the video and you can tell me what you think.
Not My Fault by Renee Rapp. Who asked for that? Gracie Abrams. No one's ever heard of her. No one's ever heard of her. And people get so mad at me when I say that about Gracie Abrams, but like, let me just go into Gracie Abrams' spill for a second. Gracie Abrams would not be anything if she was not a Nepo baby. Truly, her access to the entertainment industry is literally because of who her father is, and her output is incredibly middling and boring. She is not an especially good singer. She's not a very good writer. The production work that she included on her first record was extremely boring and dull, and if you relate to it and resonate with it, that's fine. But I objectively believe that she is not a very good artist.
Okay, I'm not trying to be a bitch, but being a good artist is literally a subjective opinion, not an objective opinion. No one is objectively not a very good artist. This video is captioned, "I said what I said." The top comment on this video is literally, "OMG, the Gracie take, thank you. I feel like I'm being gaslit." Yeah, sure, you can not be a fan of her, but saying basically her production sucks, her writing sucks, no one cares about her music, she's irrelevant. I think there's like this weird toxicity on the internet where people think artists only matter if they're releasing Hot 100s and if they're selling out stadiums. But I think it's fine that she's a smaller artist. I completely agree with this video that she's not on the level of Olivia Rodrigo and Billie Eilish, but that's just because she's not really making mainstream music, and I don't think she's trying to make super mainstream music. Her music is very niche. It's very much the sad girl music niche. And there's a lot of singers in that niche like Phoebe Bridgers, Dodie, Lizzie McAlpine, but they know the type of music they're releasing and the audience that they're releasing it to. I think something interesting to think about is when Olivia Rodrigo was writing her debut single Driver's License, she was heavily inspired by Minor that just came out prior, and Driver's License is a huge hit song that's going to have a long legacy and inspire many artists to come. And if Olivia was inspired by Gracie, then that means Gracie also has a long legacy, and I think that's beautiful. Maybe she's a Nepo baby, whatever, but the fans that I saw screaming and crying at her concert were real, and I think there's definitely a disconnect between online and what's happening in real life, but it's crazy because 170,000 people agreed with this notion, and a lot of the comments are in support of this opinion. So I would definitely recommend, if you're like a casual Gracie Abrams fan, looking at like the 300 levels and maybe getting a ticket for under $20 if you can. I thought it was a great deal, and I'm definitely a bigger Gracie fan after seeing her live, and I was very impressed with her music, and I'm going to be listening to it more. I'm almost inspired to do a Gracie Abrams deep dive. We'll see. Let me know how you feel about Gracie's music. I made this second channel to post more casual videos like this, so please subscribe if you want more videos like this. And I'm getting close to finishing a video essay I've been working on that I'm really excited about, so please subscribe to my main channel to watch that when it comes out. Thank you, bye!